Welcome to Veneer Creations Suncatcher tutorials. This week we're going to be making this beautiful two-mooned suncatcher. This is the YouTube tutorial that you can get free here, or there is a Patreon version here that you can access from our Patreon, and the link for that will be down below. The link for the DIY kit for this tutorial will be down below, where the materials will also be listed on that listing. First, get your 130 centimeters of wire. This is 26 gauge wire, and wrap it around the inner part of your moon shape like this, and then just like push it towards the tip of the moon like this. Cut off any excess, and then get yourself a bead. Put the bead through the wire right down to the base of the moon, and then wrap around the base of your moon once and then twice like this, and then you're going to add a crystal chip. So I'm using citrine, so put that right down to the base of your moon shape, and then again I'm going to wrap around the base once and wrap round again like so. Then you're going to carry on doing that all the way around. So I'll just show you again with another bead. So you're going to go bead, chip, bead, chip. So you wrap it around. Can you see I'm going around the base of the moon twice, and then you add another chip. When you get all the way to the end, if you've still got your wire left, you should have some left, you need to wrap round once and then wrap around like this. So you're wrapping onto the other side of the moon shape, and that should secure it in place for you to add your next bead. Just add it the exact same way you did before, just wrapping once and wrapping twice, and then adding a chip bead. When your wire runs out, just going to add another bead here, and then I'm just going to wrap the rest around the hoop. So you've got to have enough wire to wrap it around 2 or 3 times. Well, I'd say 3 or 4 times. So then that's secure, and then get your next bit of wire to do the next part. Now get your wire and wrap that round. Now this piece of wire is your longer piece of wire. It should be 2 meters long, this piece of wire. If it's hard work wrapping it with the 200 meters of wire, cut it in half and do it in 1 meter and then 1 meter, and you can just wrap it on and secure the wire on and then go on to do the next part of the hoop. But I'm going to use my full 200 centimeter piece of wire, but it can be quite tricky to wrap when you've got a length of wire that long, so feel free to cut it in half and do it in sections. To finish wrapping your moon shape, all you need to do at the end is wrap your wire right at the end. It can be a bit tricky, so you can pull the chips away from the end and then pull it back into place, if that makes sense, if it's tricky, but it's doable. And then just cut off any remaining wire that you've got. And that should be your moon shape completed. Complete 2 of them with your chosen crystal chips, and then we'll be on to the next stage. So you've finished wrapping your moons, and now what you want to do is get some beaded chain. What you want to do is you want to get a beaded chain here that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 beads on it. So how you do that is you open up the clasp, so you count 13 beads and then you'll open up the little link here, like that, and then you'll just take the beads off that you need. Well, this one is already, did I say 13? Yeah, so 5, 10, yeah, 13 beads. So you just need the chain to be, if it'll zoom in, yeah, 13 beads for your first one. And then your second one, you need to get one that is 5, 10, 11. So this one is 11 beads on it. And then what you want to do is count 2 beads up, and then you're going to attach the 11 beaded chain to that one. So the 11 beaded chain you're going to attach to the, so there'll be 1 bead, 2 bead, and then the link on the 3rd bead is where you're going to attach it. Can you see? So you've got your 2 beads there and then the link's there, and this is my 11 beaded chain and this is my 13 beaded chain, and there's 2 on this side and there'll be 11 on this side, just to make that clear. And then close that link so that you have this kind of shape. So you've got like a 2, and then this bit will have 11 on each side, so there'll be a 2 and then 11. And then we're going to attach, I'm going to close up, make sure all my links are closed up so there's no gaps. Really got to look at it really close and make sure you're very careful that there are no, the links are fully closed and there's no gaps in them links. Then I'm going to attach these longer pieces to the moon, to the very edges of the moon. So I'm going to get some of my 26 gauge wire. I'm going to cut about 10 centimetres. So about 10 centimetres of your 26 gauge wire. You might have some left over from when you were wrapping your hoops. If you do, use that, because then you've got more to play with afterwards. And I'm gonna wrap this chain around here. So I'll show you closer. So I'll show you at this length and then I'll show you closer in a minute. And then I'm going to wrap with one side of my wire. Whoop. So I've wrapped about 3 times there, and then I'm going to cut. Make sure that it is super wrapped on, because you're going to have like something that pulls this down later. And then I'm going to wrap again with the other side of the wire. So I'm going to show you again how to do this, so don't worry. That's very secure on there. So I'm going to get another 10 centimetres of wire. Then I'm going to put the wire through the end of that chain. Remember, it's this end. You should still have the tube on that end. And then you're going to wrap with one side of your wire. take your time and then make sure that the bead is very close to the base of your moon shape, and then wrap with the other side. I think I'll just put that down there. It's extra secure. So there you have it. And you're going to do that with both moons. So you're going to attach both moons like that. So I'm going to wrap the 4" now. And again, we just need the 130 centimetres of 24 gauge wire. We just wrap that on. 1, 2, and 3. So wrap that on 3 times so it's nice and secure. And then you'll have all your length there. Then I'm going to get one of my clear beads and just make sure it goes all the way down that wire. Sometimes you might have little like nicks in your wire, but if you just straighten them out, it should go down to the base of your hoop like this. Then hold that bead in place while you're wrapping your wire. So can you see that's nice and tight to that hoop? And you wrap once, and then get a clear bead. And then I'm going to wrap that on. So you wrap your bead on, then you wrap the wire around once with nothing on it, and then you wrap your chip, clear quartz chip that I'm using today. And then another bead. Hold that in place. Wrap around. So I'm coming to the end of the 4" hoop, and I'm just going to put one more crystal chip bead on, and then I'm going to wrap the rest of the wire around like that so it's secure. And as you can see, there's still a little bit of space, so what you can do here is just tug and stretch out very, very softly. So you're literally just stretching it so it covers the whole hoop. There you go. So that meets here now. So all you do is you just stretch it, take your time, and you just stretch it so that it meets here. And that is your 4" hoop done. So I'm gonna wrap the 6" hoop. Just get some of your 24 gauge wire, 130 centimetres. And then I'm gonna use this wire now to wrap around, that's if I don't drop my wire, to wrap around this hoop. So Get your wire, 24 gauge, 130 centimetres, and then you're just going to wrap once, twice, 3 times, and I'm just going to go for 4 there. 3 or 4 times should be enough. Just enough so it's on securely. Then the next thing I'm going to do is get some beads. Oh! Just make sure they don't go everywhere like that. Always happens to me. And we're going to wrap the beads onto the hoop. So first I'm going to start with a clear bead. Pop it onto your wire all the way down the length of it. Put it right to the base of your hoop. Hold it there with your finger and then wrap around again with your wire. So you're gonna wrap around like that. Let me just show you a bit closer. So as you can see, there's one bead on and it's wrapped around once. Now I'm going to add a crystal chip. They'll all be different sizes, your crystal chips, because they're natural stones. I always try and vary my crystal chips so that they have like small, a big one, a small one, a big one, and not just all the big chips together, if that makes sense. So now put that chip right to the base of your hoop. And again, use your finger to keep it in place, like so. And then bend the wire around it, or wrap the wire around it. And then it's fixed on. And then you're going to need another bead. Again, put that all the way down to the base of your hoop, like so. And wrap. When you've come about halfway around, just doing the same pattern, add your last chip, and then you want to wrap about 3 times again. So I'm going to wrap once, twice, 3 times. And you can use scissors or your pliers if you've got them. Just cut that off, and then either use your finger to, ooh, if you can see, so that's just got like 3 wraps on it now, so it'll stay secure, so you can add the next lot of wire. So get your next wire, again 130 centimeters of 24 gauge wire. So now that's straight, I'm going to wrap this again around the base of the hoop, right next to where you finished last time. So 1, 2, 3. That's wrapped about 3 times there. Ooh. Just get it as close to the point where you wrapped it last. And then I'm going to start with a clear bead because the last bead, the last chip that I used is there, so I use a bead this time. You just carry on the same pattern as you did before. So now I'm coming to the end of the hoop. I'm just going to add one more chip. Just going to get a small one because I've not got much room left on the hoop. Put that right to the base. Wrap once. And then I'm going to wrap just like I did before 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4 for good luck. Cut that off. So now you've got your 2 hoops wrapped, we are going to attach them to the bigger piece. So what we need to do first is get some 2 beaded chains. So open the link up when you've got 2 beads on it. Oh, needs to open the other way, that one. So yeah, 2 beads, do 2 of them. And then what we're going to do with that is get some 10 centimeter 26 gauge wire. I'm going to be using 10 centimeters for all of this part. And then I'm going to close up the links so they're really secure and there's no gaps. Just make sure there's no gaps in them or they will fall off. And I'm going to put my wire through the link there, and I am going to wrap it onto the smallest hoop here. 1, 2, 3, and the other side of it. 1, 2, and 3. Now you've added that chain, we're going to do the same on the other side. Oops, so again, just make sure your links are very closed up and secure. Get your 10 centimetres of wire, pop it through the chain and add it to the very top of that. Add it to the top of where you've just added the other chain. Like so. One, two, three, four. Then cut any excess wire off, so you should have a chain on each side now, like this. Now what we're going to do is get another 10 centimetre piece of wire, same 26 gauge, and then we're going to add that to the larger hoop. So now you can see it's got the whole hoop dangling from it. So you're just going to attach the whole thing using the chain and wrap the wire around it to attach it. Now what you're going to do is get one of your moons, so get one of your moons and we're going to attach that to the top here where you've just attached everything else, doing the same thing. So we get 10 centimetres of wire, we pop it through, and then we wrap that on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the other side, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to cut that excess wire off very carefully. And there we go, there we have it. Let's move all my chips to the right side. And then we're going to do the same at the bottom, so you're going to have to really make sure you're doing it directly underneath. If it helps to hang this part first, then do that, but I'm doing it showing you, so I need to show you not hung. So we've got 10 centimetres of wire. I need to make sure it's... Yeah, I would say that is the place where I need to put it. So I'm going to wrap it on here. So it's directly across from where the top will be, and wrap that on. Just the same way we've been doing before. And then cut them bits off. So now I'm going to add the prism. So open up your split ring and add it to the hole in your prism. And then add that. Sometimes it's good to open the link up and put it around it, so I'll do it that way and show you. So you just open the link up with this chain on the inner part of your small hoop. Excuse me. And then put the jump loop inside the link and close that up so it's attached to that 2 chain that's inside your smallest hoop. Then we are going to get our piece of string here. We're going to find the top part, so it needs to be the top moon here, and add the piece of string to the middle of that. So you might want to do this so you can see how it's gonna, yeah, that's a good idea. So mine's there, directly in the middle. You're going to add your piece of string. And you're just going to make a loop and then tie it at the top. Then cut the top of that off, 2 bits of string, and I'll show you how that looks.